When I sign into one, I come to the home page where I see the ticklers for activities that I have upcoming and my homepage dashboard for monitoring performance indicators and progress to goals. I've set up my user menu to make it easy to access areas of the system I work in, and from here I'm going to access the prospect search screen. The prospect search is also available under the prospects menu in the prospect search tab. This screen shows a wealth of information about prospects assigned in our pool. In this case, by clicking on the search button, I'm going to open the search panel, and I see that these are prospects assigned to John Lacey. The screen remembers the list of prospects you worked with last, and it showed that same list to me today when I came back. I can filter on a number of attributes here: primary manager or any manager assignment, assignment to plans, but not necessarily the prospect themselves, and contact and next step activity, not contacted in a period of time, or having next steps and plans in the future. The prospect type code is another way to filter. Here we can segment our prospect pool by how we wish to categorize and work with them in the solicitation process. And I can filter by how they're affiliated with my organization. In this case, the preferred college is configured. The solicitation level filter follows proposals in the pipeline, and we can filter by an ask in any particular stage of the solicitation process. The contact status filters on this contact status code from the prospect information area and is a way of identifying how we should be communicating or working with this prospect. I can also look up a prospect by name and by locations. To perform a search, we can hit the Enter key or click the search button, and it'll refresh the screen according to the criteria we chose. To access the search panel, I can simply click on the search again. On the prospects screen, I see a wealth of information about my prospects assigned. I can get their contact information, click to send an email, phone number. I see their type and solicitation level, some past giving history, and if they're under solicitation, the amount that they're being solicited for. I can see who their primary manager assignments are. I can see the last contact and the next step plan and access these from here. The green arrows are drill downs. In the contact area, the green arrow will drill down to the prospect's profile page, and this will show the last template that you configured for your constituent profile. These windows are dynamic. You can move them across your monitors, keep them open if you wish, and they'll refresh automatically as you drill down into other prospect areas. You can also close them by clicking the Close button. Next step drill down works the same way, as does the last contact. And here we can work on contacts and next steps just like we would out of the navigation menu. The deceased and inactive indicators are also prevalent here. Here we can see that George Bailey has been flagged as deceased, and we're working with his estate in probate. The actions available on this page, under the Actions button, are creating a new contact report, working with the next steps and plans, working with proposals, and we can update contact status, make manager requests, and records requests. To perform an action, we simply open the action menu, click on the action we want, and here we can enter a new contact report. You can cancel these windows or close them with the X, or enter the report and save it. Next steps work the same way. Here we're working with the next step plans, and we have the current next steps, and we can enter a new next step. making updates here and saving will update the next step plans, and we can cancel and close if we don't want to update. Likewise, proposals opens up any active proposals, and we can enter a new proposal. In this case, we don't have any actives, and this is a new proposal entry. Updating contact status. We simply open the contact status panel, make the changes we want, and save. Manager change requests. We select the option that we want to make the request for, enter any notes regarding that request, and we can select a change source if our system is configured with those. Finally, the records request. Any changes to contact information, relationships, phone numbers, addresses, and other demographic information, we can put a request in to make that change to our demographics team, so we don't have to do it. Saving here will send that request to the demographics team, and that's all we need to do to make the change. It's easy to add a photo to a prospect record. If you have a photo missing or even an existing photo to be replaced, simply click on the area, select the photo from your local computer store, and save. The photo is automatically added to the documents library. It'll be available in the constituent header, and we see it on the prospect search page. At the top of the page, we see there's utilities to work with prospect lists. If I have an existing list, I can load from that list. In this case, I'm going to load the top prospects that I've created earlier, and it'll bring back that list that I was working on before. I can add people to that list by simply selecting them from a search and clicking the Add to List button. In this case, I'm going to add it to my top prospects list. I can also remove prospects from a list by selecting them and then clicking Remove from List. In this case, I'll remove them from my top prospect list, and that action is completed. To locate prospects in a particular geographic area, for instance, I might be taking a trip to Atlanta, I can locate them within a particular radius of that city center. So I'll input the width of the radius that I want to look for and click the search button, and it returns the prospects that match that geographic area, here living in Atlanta, Georgia. So from there, I can select one or more of these prospects by clicking the box at the top title bar. I can select everybody that's in the display, and I can add them to a new list that I'll create for my trip. Call it Atlanta Trip, and add prospects to that list. Now that list is available to come back later and pull these prospects up. I can also select prospects here and put them on a geographic map. In this case, my Atlanta prospects are shown on the Google map in the Atlanta area. And with each prospect, I get a pin location and the address. To remove a list, I simply select that list and click Delete List. That doesn't delete the prospects in the list, it simply removes that list from my drop-down. As you can see, the prospect search page is very useful and efficient in managing the prospect pool and the assignments that you have.